right? So what is web service? So we have I told you that SOAP UI is a web services testing tool which tests the web services. But first we'll start from the basic, like what exactly the web service means. Okay, let me take you one case study. I'll be telling you one case study, and we will try to get the definition of web service from that case study. Okay, so let me open the notepad. Okay, right. Assume that there is a company called X. Okay, or we'll take as a hotel. One second. Tourist department. Okay, this provides you with a lot of tourism packages across the globe. Okay, this company called X, which is a hub for tourism packages and covering all over the globe, right? So this is providing the services from last 10 to 15 years, and people are very comfortable with this site. And there is also the company called Y, which is best in the world to offer the hotels in the global wide. Like in famous tourist places, the company called Y offers you a wide range of hotels starting from 5-star and 3-star. Okay, this is the company where actually provide the hotels all over the globe. So there is an X application, some kind of X website in the internet which offers tourist packages, and there is a website called Y which offers hotels. Okay, so to have a proper service or a proper marketing, this company X and Y came to conclusion that they have to integrate. They have decided to integrate both those services and to come out with a robust service called Z, which offers both tourism plus hotels. Okay, whoever checks for the packages, they'll be also prompted with an hotels on that particular tourist package where he has selected. Okay, so to get a maximum profit, okay, these two companies have decided to integrate those applications and decided to come up with a common application called Z, which provides the information and access to both tourism packages and hotels. Okay, so that's what their business agenda. But here comes the actual problem. So whoever has developed this X application, web application for tourism packages, he has done it in Java. Okay, so whoever has developed this Y, the developers of Y website have developed this hotel application site in .NET, right? So this is on Java and this was developed in .NET. Now when they have come up with an integration of these both services, and one is on one platform and other has developed on other platform. Okay, to have a proper integration, okay, so developers have to come with a many wrapper classes. Okay, so to make an integration possible, for example, whenever a end user comes to X website and he selects a tourist package and he want to select a hotel in that particular place, and that should connect to the hotel company, I mean in the same website. Okay, they need to have a proper integration, but unfortunately X has developed in Java and Y has developed in .NET. Okay, to make an integration happen, you have to come up with a lot of coding, and so developer has to write a lot of wrapper services which make to form a compatibility between these two applications and to come out in a proper integration between these two, right? So that's a big task, and sometimes it might not be possible also. They might be to come out with an again new application by starting the code from the basics, like again building. So they already have their APIs, right? They have already have their applications, but sometimes you may come with a new application again by building both these to have an integration. Okay, this was the problem, right? Now let's see the definition of web service. Okay, keep this case study in the mind and let's see where the web service is actually used. Yeah, we have a material for web service introduction. So it is an application or a business logic, that is accessible using internet protocols via XML messaging system. Looking weird, right? So let me explain you. Now come here, and there is a concept called web service. Okay, if you make your web application as a web service, for example, company X is an web application. Okay, make it as web service. There are some frameworks available which help you to transform your web application into web service. Okay, don't worry about that, how you convert your web application into web service, because our point of view is to test the web service, not to build the web service, right? So SOAP-UI is a tool which helps to test. So there are some frameworks which will help you to convert your web applications into web service. If you make your for example, I have made, okay, for example, now I have made this web application as a web service. If you make it as web service, you can communicate with the web service with the help of XMLs. Okay, web services can be communicated with the help of XMLs, and these are language independent. For example, X web service which was developed in Java can talk with the Y web service which is developed in the .NET, okay, via XMLs, because XML is the language independent, right? It's a platform and language independent, and host your hotel in some other OS, even operating system, whether it may be Windows or it may be Linux, and it may be written in any language and any platform. Web services can communicate, or you can say that you can communicate with the web service directly with an independent of the language you use. Okay, we will make it as a web service and we will host it on the internet, and you can access that web service with the help of XML messaging system. So independent of what language that web service has built, you can directly access with the help of XML messaging. Okay, so let's go back and just have a glance about these points. It is an application or a business logic. Okay, for example, I'll give you one more example, right? So whenever you see some e-commerce sites, or where you book your tickets, air flights or movie tickets, once you have selected the ticket, you will be navigated to some PayPal. For example, PayPal is a web service, okay, that is built on some other language, and your application and your e-commerce application, for example, Amazon, you will just select some product and you will check out. Okay, then you will be asked to navigate to PayPal. So PayPal is a third party vendor, and he has developed that application in some other language, and your Amazon has built in some other language. Okay, so what PayPal guy has done is he made his application, his web application, as a web service, and he hosted on the net, and your Amazon site will access that web service with the help of you can access the web service independent of any language with the help of XML messaging system. As XML messaging is independent of the language you used, you can access that PayPal web service and you can check out, like entering the details and invoke that web service. Okay, that is some other web service and which is built on some language, and your e-commerce site is developed in some other language. Okay, you can have an integration of heterogeneous applications, like it may be any kind of different. So I can tell you that integration of heterogeneous applications can be possible with the help of web services mechanism. Okay, so this problem here, tourist packages and hotels, the integration of these heterogeneous application problem is resolved with the help of web services. So that's what I'll just want to give you a basic push towards the web service before I take the actual definition, right?